What's up, good people? Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Jobu Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. Hope everybody's having a great day. It's getting warmer again. It is actually 53 degrees today, and I think each day as the week goes on, it's going to get warmer. It's going to be 73, I think, by Wednesday. So we're all of a sudden going to start seeing the pollen come out, excuse me for sneezing, and start seeing the plants and stuff start to bud up and grow, which will be great. Springtime will be here, and I can't wait. I'm actually going to try and do a little bit of gardening this year. I'm going to try a hydroponic water system to go around my railings that'll keep it up, hopefully, so I can keep the damn gopher out of my garden. See if I can grow some vegetables and things in there. Anyway, I'm sitting here trying to understand because I think it was Pro Football Focus came out and said that Rico should be getting about $6 million a year on the free agent market. And, you know, I hear everybody say, man, let the bum walk, man. Get him out of here. And I'm trying to understand why everybody thinks that he's not worth $6 million. I'm just trying to understand. $6 million in the NFL these days is not a whole lot of money. Especially when you look and say the top of the market right now is Saquon getting $20 million. And I'm not trying to suggest that he's anywhere near what Saquon is. But I want you to understand something. We're all going back through where the pendulum swung too far. And we basically said, you don't need a running back. Well, it turns out you actually do. And you can see now that the pendulum is swinging back the other way, where you recognize that running backs are valuable. In fact, I would say that now people are looking more and saying maybe wide receivers have been a little bit overpaid, and the market seems to be correcting itself with a lot of big name wide receivers being let go. So understand this. If you actually go look at the salary cap, go to like over the cap running backs and see the compensation. Like I said, Saquon is at the top of the list at $20 million. Now, I'm not going to say that he's going to be worth $20 million as far as production goes. I think that was the big thank you for winning us the Super Bowl money. I don't think Saquon, sorry, I don't think he's got another 2,000-yard season in him. If he does, congratulations to him, then you are great. But typically when running backs have that kind of mileage put on them, they're never the same. See Terrell Davis, okay? See Terrell Davis, and you'll understand what I mean. Be that as it may, there are currently 14 running backs that are making $6 million plus. 14 making $6 million plus. And I know what you're thinking, because there's perception and then there's reality. Because one of those backs is a 27-year-old Devin Singletary for the New York Giants. He's making $6.2 million for this year. Last year, he had 427 yards on 3.9 yards a carry. 3.9. Here's the thing that's interesting about Rico, okay? Going through the numbers, you may look at it and say, well, he barely got 1,000 yards. Yeah, but he only had 230 carries. He averaged 4.6 yards per carry. 4.6 yards per carry. His success rate was 52.5. And understand, success rate means times that I was positive on my carries. That was better than Saquon Barkley. Now, before you Eagle fans get your panties in a bunch, I'm not saying that he is Saquon Barkley. What I'm saying is he gets positive yards 52.5% of the time, which is one of the better ones. That's a top, I think it's 6. I think that's 6. It might even be higher than that. I know Derrick Henry is the most at 58. But success behind the offensive line that we had last year. And had the Cowboys settled on him being running back and given him an extra 50 runs, he'd been a 1,400-yard back, and we'd be having a totally different conversation. So if you're saying he's not worth $6 million, you're actually saying he doesn't deserve to be paid in the top 15. Is that what you're saying? With 4.6 yards per carry? Understand, Tony Pollard last year averaged 4.2. Tony Pollard averaged the year before for us, I want to say 4.1. So Rico getting a half yard more behind that offensive line we had. Remember, Zach Martin, he didn't retire because he was healthy. We didn't have Tyron Smith. We had Tyler Guyton and Terrence Steele. So I don't understand why nobody looks and says he's not a quality back. He did better than DeAndre Swift. See, I think what it is because he's not that name that you know, that you look at it and say he's a scrub. Because if you're saying, I'm not going to pay $6 million for him, you better be drafting a guy then. You better be drafting a running back, because $6 million for running back right now is not bad money. And Rico is a lot better than people give him credit for. And I think you pair up Rico with another running back, that you'd have a nice 1-2 punch. Hang on, I got to check something. I wanted to check on something here. Food for thought. Rico averaged 4.6 yards per carry. Do you know how many times Zeke Elliott averaged more than 4.6 yards per carry in his career? Twice. Zeke didn't rush for more than 4.6 yards a carry since 2018, and he was 4.7. The time before was his second year, where he rushed for 5.1. So understand what you're saying, don't pay $6 million a year for. His body is not beat down because he hasn't had that many opportunities. So he's not worn out. He's healthy going into the off season, and he's young. I don't think it should be a no-brainer. $6 million is not a lot. And I dare say, if you talk to him and say, hey, we got $5 million for you, I got 5 on it, that to stay in Dallas where he knows everybody and everything else, I bet you could get a deal. But even if it's $6 million, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Stop. It's crazy how all y'all who, none of it's your money, are always talking about, oh, he ain't worth it. You try running up in the middle of some 300-pound men and tell him it's not worth it. Get the F out of here, you mother humpers.